Life would never be the same again for the young girl from Comaneci. Under Bella's strict regime, the girls had been cut off from the adulation they'd been receiving back home in Romania. So the reception in Bucharest came as something of a shock.
When we landed in Bucharest airport, there were 10,000 people at the airport. They pushed me out first, and I stopped right there because I couldn't believe how many people were at the airport. And I went back to the plane because I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Because I didn't realize, because I was saying to myself, I've done those routines so many times and nobody cared. So I realized it was such a big deal. But probably if I were 18 or 19, I would have looked at that a little bit different. But 14, I mean...
Nadia was now a celebrity in her homeland. The whole country, as well as Ceausescu's regime, were paying close attention to her every move. The young teenager had charmed the world, but set herself formidable standards. She would now have to continue to improve.
After those Olympics, everything I had to go to, I had to win.
Under that sort of pressure, Nadia revealed a temperament that set her apart from her contemporaries. Yet throughout her career, she was often accused of being unemotional, unsmiling. The truth was rather different.
Many times I was criticized by people that I have no emotions, I have nothing that I show outside, but nobody knows what was inside. I went through everything because you're human and you go through emotions and scared because you want to do the best and you have one shot and you know you are prepared for that, but you know things can happen. And I had all of those, but I was not the kind of person so you can see it on my face.
I wanted to hear about how she's feeling about. Oh, you could not hear because she was kept inside of her.
She had, I think, more talent than anybody else, and she was very calm. And that confidence, and you go in competition and you don't care what's around you. You're walking on that beam like you go on the street, on the boulevard. So controlling the nerves, I don't say she was nervous, never.
I think Nadia was prepared better psychologically. That's why she won.
In 1977, Nadia travelled to Prague to defend her European crown. There was huge pressure again. Since her performances in Montreal, the other gymnasts had closed the gap. And if the standard was now higher, the rivals remained the same.
In '77, I still felt like I have only one rival, which was Nadia.
Despite Nelly Kim's best efforts, Nadia matched her every step of the way to retain her European title. The gymnastic war between Romania and the Soviet Union rumbled on.
You know what? First you work for your name, and then the name works for you. That's what was for Nadia in 1977. She already was Nadia Comaneci. When she made mistake, this mistake some kind of was forgiven by judges.
When Nadia started to compete in national competition, they start to give her a 10, even she didn't do it. This is propaganda.
Despite the Soviet accusations, Nadia triumphed again. Her displays of technique were faultless. In 1977, she proved that she was without doubt the dominant gymnast of her era. But after that competition, things took a turn for the worse. The government decided to separate her from Bella and forced her to train in Bucharest. Nadia was now an adult, losing interest in the rigid world of gymnastics.
I wanted a change, I wanted out. I thought there was probably the time when I should just do something else. And I just quit for a couple of months.
But still, you know, my heart was breaking, particularly for Nadia. Nadia was a unique personality, and I knew deep in her heart how much she's hurt.
I think then I called Bella back, and I said, I don't think I want to sit in my house. I want to do something.
And then I started to explain that it's almost impossible. You know, they have government people behind you. I mean, the whole country have a grip on you, and it is almost no way. And besides, I tried to explain, we have only 5 weeks to go to the World Championship in France. In 5 weeks, it's almost impossible to put you back in the shape to be competitive in there. And if you're not competitive, Nadia, that's people gonna kill you. These people gonna destroy you. I mean, everybody's gonna blame on you. You wanna take that blame? You wanna take this challenge? She said, yes, I wanna take it. All right, then let's go.
It took me a little bit of time to get back in shape, and it was not easy.
And that was a daily ritual, which I would say it was very close, very close to the torture.
It was not an easy year, and I remember that. It was not easy. But I guess I let myself get into that situation, so it's mostly I take the fault on me on that one.
The vigorous training schedule came too late, however. Nadia was a shadow of her true self in the 1978 World Championships and finished only 5th. By 1979, she was back in shape and back to her best in time for the European Championships.
I think that was probably my best year in '79.
Yes, 1979, European Championship probably was the climax and the best performance ever of her life.
This was a different gymnast. The taller, leaner, meaner Nadia was a long way from the precocious 14-year-old who had captured the world's imagination at the Montreal Olympics.
In '76, I was a kid beginner winning something that I didn't expect to. In '79, I was ready and prepared to win because I felt strong enough to do that.
She's a very beautiful young woman on the floor with a great personality, with expression, and really she totaled what everybody wanted to see ever from the sport of gymnastics, not just great skills, but beautiful, beautiful performance. Her presentation and her way of performing, that was mesmerizing.
Nadia, Comaneci, Romanian.
Her performances saw her win the Champions Cup for her 3rd consecutive European title, the only gymnast in history to achieve the feat.
I think my best accomplishment was to be the best for the 6 years that I competed in the European Championships, which was '75, '77, '79. To be the best 6 years, that's a long time.
Yet by her own admission, Nadia will be most associated with the Olympics. In 1980, she had to defend her title in enemy territory, the Soviet Union.
I knew it's double hard because I am the Olympic champion and I'm also in some place that everybody else wants to win. And I made a big mistake. I fell from the bars. And then the second day, I carry all those mistakes with me and I ended up on 2nd.
But going into the last event of the day, Nadia still had a chance to retain her all-round gold medal. She needed a score of 9.95 on the beam for that to happen.
Hit the ground. Yes! She's all-around champion. And when the score came up, it was absolutely, absolutely devastating to me and anybody else who knew the sport of gymnastics.
After nearly half an hour, the judges came to the conclusion that her routine was worth only a 9.85. The Soviet gymnast, Yelena Davidova, took gold.
We were brutally handicapped and we brutally executed by that time the Soviet judging. I said, this is highway robbery. This is the greatest injustice I ever seen, and I did not let it go. And I did not let it go.
In the individual medal stakes, Nadia won 2 more golds, on the beam and the floor, in which she shared first with her old enemy, Nellie Kim. And on the podium, they would speak for the first time.
We were both tired, and we said, okay, finally we are ready to quit. Yes, we are ready to quit, we are tired. It was very friendly, nice talk.
I knew that I wouldn't go further than that. I mean, there was no 1984 Olympic Games for me because I was happy with what I've done. And even in the 80s, it could have been worse than that, but still at the end I got 4 medals and 2 golds, and I was pretty happy.
After retirement came defection. In 1989, Nadia escaped Romania's increasingly troubled regime and moved to the USA.
I'm very happy because I'm here in America and I wanted from long time to come here.
She has settled into a new life in Oklahoma, working for various charities with her husband, former US gymnast Bart Connor. More than 30 years since she came to the world's attention, Nadia Comaneci can now relax. But it's in the gym where she shone brightest as the figurehead of the most revolutionary movement in gymnastic history.
We opened a new era. And the new era was bringing in the young generation.
Was a big surprise. Little girls coming out in a competition and do better gymnastics than the Russians. And I think, yeah, that was the biggest revolution in the sport.
It was Soviet Union team or gymnasts who always won gold medal in women's gymnastics. When Romania showed up and Nadia appeared on the podium, of course, she dragged attention from public and media.
Drive, focus, technique and talent. Nadia Comaneci had all these qualities and more. And then, of course, there were the perfect tens that symbolize the most perfect of careers.
What made me? I think I should let Bella say that about me. It's hard to, what am I going to say about me? That I'm the best, I'm stronger.
Nadia is the ultimate athlete. Body and mind, talent and thinking, courage and performance. These are the type of things that want make it a great athlete, the great, great, great ones.
I like to work hard. I find my motivation. I don't like to go halfway. I like to go all the way if I get involved in something. I think there is that kind of determination that maybe just a few people have. I don't like to quit when it's hard. It's like, sounds kind of boring, no?